Out of the big three sports, I'd say that baseball is the more traditional one. It's more grounded in culture. Therefore, there's a lot of expectations as to how players should act when it comes especially to failure. How do you behave after failing? And I think one of those expectations that players have for each other and also fans have for players is to not cry. And that is exactly what Roki Sasaki did after giving up a 3-run home run a couple of days ago against the Padres and being pulled. You can see him right there in the dugout. He's crying. He's obviously having a mental breakdown. He's very frustrated. Now, I am not an emotional guy, to be honest. I'm not the kind of person who would start crying after performing badly. I'd be very frustrated at myself. I'd care a lot, but I wouldn't start crying. So naturally, a lot of people online, a lot of fans started calling him a crybaby, started being mean to him. You're a grown man. Why are you crying? Seriously. You're not 11. You're not playing a little league. I actually completely understand the criticisms towards Roki Sasaki for crying after a game. That is not something I would do, and that is not something I would like to see my teammates do. And to be honest, if it's any other player, I would be critical. But it's Roki Sasaki. And Roki Sasaki holds a special place in my heart. So in this video, I want to talk about his story, how he started playing baseball, how he got so good, his incredible potential, and why I actually sympathize with him. On the 11th of March 2011, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Japan, which triggered a 50-foot tsunami, which pretty much destroyed Roki Sasaki's hometown. He was 9 years old. This was a day that shattered his world because his father and his grandparents died. Sasaki, along with his mother, Yoko, and his two other brothers, were forced to evacuate. A year later, his family relocated, and Sasaki joined his local youth baseball team. And he later revealed that, I quote, "Baseball was the one place where I could lose myself, where I could forget about everything." Baseball was a coping mechanism for him. It was an escape. He was driven to be the best pitcher that he could possibly be. And that he absolutely accomplished. Because when he was 20 years old, in 2022, he threw a 19 strikeout perfect game, the first in Japan in 28 years. And in his very next start, he threw 8 more perfect innings, retiring 52 consecutive batters. You might remember he pitched in the 2023 WBC. He helped Japan win. I remember watching, he was sitting 100, he was sitting 101. And he became one of the most sought-after international prospects in baseball. In 2025, Sasaki signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I wouldn't say that he had a great year. He had a 4.46 ERA in 2025, which is probably average. But with someone of his caliber, you'd probably expect it to be below 4. He actually ended up performing really, really well in the bullpen in the postseason. So my point is, when this guy's good, he is really, really good. He is electric. In my opinion, I think Sasaki probably has one of the highest ceilings in all of baseball. If you look at his stuff, he has the potential to win a Cy Young. He has a fastball that's upper 90s, but he could easily go up to 100 if he wants to. I think we've already established that. He's got a splitter, which is new this year. That's around 90. He has a slider and a forkball. That's around mid-80s. His stuff is there. He has the talent. He's very skilled. But I think a lot of his failure is mainly psychological. Because if he's able to be consistently at his best, he will be one of the most dominant pitchers in the world. He fully has the capability to do that. I'll show a couple of overlays here. If he's able to effectively command his pitches and have that consistent movement and effectively tunnel his pitches, he could be at least a top 10 pitcher, easily. And this is actually something I've already touched on in the video I made a week ago about Dalton rushing. The Dodgers have such an incredible team that he can get so much help from coaches and even from just players. You've got Cy Young winners, you've got World Series MVPs, you've got Ohtani. So he definitely has the resources to become one of the best. Now, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Sasaki is someone who cares. He's 24 years old. He has so much potential. He has gone through so much in his life. So much tragedy and things that we normal people can't even imagine going through and ending up on the world stage and as dominant and talented as he is. When I learn about the kind of childhood that he went through and when I see him cry after a game, I say to myself, that's someone that I want to support. That is someone that I want to see succeed. And you should too. Because the thing that sets Roki Sasaki and a lot of other players apart from us is that they use baseball as an escape. What is our escape? I think it's important to ask yourself, what is your escape? What is your coping mechanism? Is it to look at Instagram Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts? To waste time? After you've had a very long, difficult day, after experiencing something horrible? That is what many people do. They lie in bed and they open up Instagram Reels and they scroll. That is their escape. That is their coping mechanism. And that is why you will never become great if you do that. For Sasaki, his coping mechanism, his escape was baseball. His coping mechanism was becoming the best that he possibly could be. This doesn't just apply to baseball, this applies to everything. If you want to become truly great at something, you need to make that thing your escape. You need to make it your coping mechanism. I don't care how bad of a day you're having. I don't care what you're going through in life. Your number one goal should be to get better at that thing and become the best in the world at it. That is the kind of mentality that Roki Sasaki has. Sasaki has poured his heart and soul into becoming the best pitcher that he could possibly be. So that's why when I see him, I want to support the heck out of him. I hope he has an amazing career. And that's why if you want to be the best at something, you need to pour your heart and soul into it. And people will support you. And that is why I love Roki Sasaki, and you should too. Thank you for watching.